industry's most wanted.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your girl Misty, aka TampaMystic, and we are broadcasting at Ark Studios. Man, listen, we got episode 4 of the industry's Most Wanted Docuseries, and I got my family checking in. You know what I'm saying? Columbus, Ohio, in the building. This my YoungSauce'DaGod. What's up, fam?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, good. That's been kind of a little joke between us since we met, because my family, my mom's side is from Columbus. You know what I'm saying? So since we met, we just went ahead and claimed each other. We could. This is my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it's so good to have you here. You've been working hard.
Thank you.
I just want to say that first and foremost, man. I've been seeing you making moves. You ain't letting nothing stop you. We going through a pandemic, and you're being mindful, but you're still staying busy.
Yes.
So I just want to say, man, salute, man. You still out here working. You are on your grind, bro. Like doing your thing.
Thank you.
So, I said a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give us that official introduction.
Man, like she just said, I'm YoungSauce'DaGod, originally from Columbus, Ohio. Now I'm down here in Atlanta, and I've just been doing my thing with the music, and we here. Like she said, that's my fam.
Yeah, don't we look alike? For real. So let's talk a little bit about coming up. Columbus is a great city. I've been able to visit there. When I was growing up, visiting family and stuff like that. But I never lived there, so I don't know what the experience was like. I was back and forth between Columbus and Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
What was life like for you growing up in Columbus?
Oh man, it was pretty much probably like almost every other kid. You know what I'm saying? Our music scene wasn't really real big like that.
Who were some of the artists there that maybe were doing something?
Oh,
any that you could name?
Let's see who we think. Oh gosh.
There was more Cleveland.
It was more Cleveland, it was just more.
It's the thuggish, ruggish,
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like when they came out, that was crazy. When they came out, we just felt like we was just on when they came out. And then a lot of the old school, like Roger Troutman is from Ohio. The Ohio Players, the OJs. So we had that oldies but goodies, what I'm saying? Our moms and dad, they grew up with a lot of people, from Ohio like that. But as far as like the music scene goes, I remember Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Man.
That's where it started out for me.
What's your favorite Bone Thugs and Harmony record?
Oh, I got 2 of them. For the Love of Money.
I can't sing, boy. Y'all gonna make me come out of my element. I can't sing. But I swear, Bone Thugs and Harmony will make you think you could sing, because they had that harmony. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I just want to start singing. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I just had a moment, bro. Like that took me back, because they were like, and still to this day, some of my favorites. They're so legendary. So okay, so For the Love of Money.
And let me see what else. For the Love of Money and Thuggish Ruggish Bone. That was my fan too. That was just crazy. It was just.
Yo, that's so dope. So would you say that, guys like that, being not only, just were they so dope, but, they were in the same state, not same city, but did they have an influence on you?
Oh,
want to do music?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, we all was, dressing in black and had the bandanas on.
Long live Eazy-E, bro.
Eazy-E came out. It was just crazy. I just remember all that. Like, it's like, that's one thing that I say it might be different for me than most of the up and coming artists now, is that they kind of watched them, heard about it.
Yes.
We were actually living in the moment.
Like
we were there. I remember when they blew up. I remember when the Tupac and Biggie. It was just like we remember those moments.
That's historical. I remember, and it sticks with us, because I remember specifically, like when Tupac died. When I found out he died, I was getting my car detailed. So crazy. I was at a spot getting my car detailed, and I was listening to the radio, and they were talking. So it was crazy how we remember those moments and exactly what we were doing, because they had so much of an impact on us. We didn't know them personally, but they impacted our lives.
Definitely.
So who were some of those other artists that impacted you or touched your life like that, and you didn't even necessarily know them, but really like motivated you to want to do music?
Well, I think when I went to the Hard Knock Life concert with Jay-Z.
Oh, how was that experience?
That was just, I was a kid in high school, So it was just like, I think I might have been in my first year or two in high school.
It's a hard knock life.
Yeah, and it was just like when he came out with that, and I was there, and it was just like, I remember I had the posters, and you know, I remember I always tell everybody, it's like, I remember when he shined the light, you know, I used to go around,
right.
And it shined on me, and I just felt like, you know what, this is me. That was my cue. That was my cue, and that's what really made me say, I want to do this. Yo,
that was one of those moments you'll never forget. And that was your moment, like you said, no pun intended, but a light came on. Yeah. It said, bro, this is what I got to do. This is it.
Beautiful. Like, I kept that ticket for years. The little ticket.
Yes.
I had it up on the wall. You know, remember we used to put pictures on the wall? I had my whole room filled with every artist. So I said that hip hop and that music just lives in me. Yes. I remember just listening to, you know, they used to have the Saturday night mix on the radio up there. Yeah. And, you know, back then, you know, you had to put your tape and put the other tape and then push pause and push play.
This guy. I remember. And how many times would you record over a cassette tape?
Oh, man, so many times.
Recycling it till it wouldn't work no more.
It wouldn't work no more. Everything was muffled. Like, you know, because you recorded over so many times. So, you know, those are some of the things
those were the days, boy.
Yes.
We got to experience, I know I'm older than you, but it's like, man, I honestly wouldn't change having grown up in the era that I did for nothing in the world. Like, everything is so digital and just push button now. Yeah. Man, we struggled back then with cassette tapes and the way we had to record, but I love it. Yes. You know, I think it made us appreciate stuff more.
Yes, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So, you know, you talked about some of those artists that, you know, you were influenced by, but, you know, what was that moment? Do you remember the moment where you, like, really just, it's probably that moment, you know, with the concert. Right. But, you know, prior to that, like, what was it that really touched you and said, man, I want to be a rapper. Like, I want to be an artist. What was it? When was it? How was it?
I think like once, because I used to be in a group with my friends.
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about that. Yeah. So the Push Up Boys.
Yes.
Shout out to the Push Up Boys.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Boys,
shout out to the Push Up Boys. Talk about it.
Man, it was just it was me and two. They were actually brothers, and we grew up. Well, we met in high school, in 9th grade, and we just all had a thing for music. So you know, we was just, you know, finding out that we all could rap. So we finally said, well, we might as well just be a group. It was really, actually, no, my bad, I'm sorry. It was 5 of us. Okay. It was 5 of us when we first started. You know what I'm saying? So we was going around because we was already known, and they was like, oh, can y'all, you know, y'all making music? Cause we, you know, we just started making music.
The Push Up Boys.
And we weren't even called that. We had about 3 other names. I think back then we were called the Young Guns. And then,
then of course
the actual group came out.
Shout out Neef and
Neef, shout out to them.
Neef is my dog too, bro.
That's what's up.
That's my dog.
I met them too. Like when we met them in Columbus, they came and did a show.
Oh yeah.
And you know we had the CD and they was
shout out Neef and Young Chris, boy.
And I said, well, we can't do that because you know they didn't.
Right, they don't blew up.
So we went back to the drawing board and we said okay, and then we just came up with Push Up because one of my members did a little vacation. That's
okay, I got you, yeah.
And you know,
they had to sit down for a little
second. Sit down for a little minute, and he just kept coming home saying push up. And I was like, well, keep saying push up for? Like, and it just started sticking with us. I said, you know what? Push Up Boys.
The Push Up Boys.
And we just, you know, we started performing and throwing parties, and I think that was the moment, like when we started throwing parties, and you know, all our high school friends and neighborhood friends was coming to our parties. Right. And we would get up there and rap, and we have our little songs. You know what I'm saying? Now I be listening back to them. They was terrible, but back then
that was the best thing
cooking. Like,
yes, exactly.
And I was just like, man, and just the response we started getting, and we walking through the school, and
you was like superstars, huh?
Girls giving us their numbers. I'm like, oh, this is it right here. This is where we want to be. So
you knew that was something that you wanted to do for the rest of your life. You
yes.
What young man wouldn't like that kind of attention?
Right. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
It's great. It's just people saying they love you and you know, I love your music. I mean, that's so inspirational and motivational to me. Like, that's what keeps me going when I hear something. Like, when I might have my days and I'll just be like, oh, like we all do. Somebody always, I kid you not, when I start thinking like that, someone will send me a text or send me a message.
Look at God. He absolutely,
and
because
I say, okay, I got to keep this thing
that's
going.
a sign that you're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy works hard.
Thank you.
He's been so supportive too. I appreciate that. You know, he supported the events that I got going on. He supported Ark Studios. You've come through for interviews. Yes. Man, shout out to them franchise boys.
Yeah, shout out to them franchise boys. Jizzle, what up?
Shout out to Jizzle. Pimpin'. Talk to us about your relationship with them.
I met them. When did we meet? Oh God, they came through and did a concert in Columbus back in probably like 05, I think, when White Tea had just started, you know what I'm saying, taking over the nation. And we just met up just like anybody else, you know, hey, how you doing, woo, and we just stuck together. Like, you know, they just, you know, some people like, yeah, I got your number, man. You know, you don't ever see him.
You never hear from them again. You never see him again. Yes.
For some kind of reason, we stayed together, and it came back again and did another show there. Yeah. And they invited us down to Atlanta for the Lean With It, Rock With It video. Yeah. I'm actually in the video. Yeah. And we was on MTV Cribs with them.
That's historical.
Went on the Scream tour with them, you know what I mean? It was just like, and that's another moment. It's like, I'm getting to see this stuff.
Absolutely.
You're getting a taste of it, and it was just like that. It's just that hunger you wanted, like, you know, so that's what keeps me motivated too. So
facts. When you experience something like that firsthand, like, there's no turning back from that. You know that, man, this is what I'm going for. This is what I want to do. So what brought you to Atlanta?
Just wanted to relocate. You know, the family, we was up in Charlotte. Yeah. They wanted to come down here, and I was coming to it, you know, Atlanta for years. Like I was saying, before I even knew I would ever even live here. It's crazy now I live here. Right. And probably 15 years ago, I was coming just visiting, like most people would. Like most people do. I think everybody who's now living here was doing that, coming back and forth. Yep, and something stuck with me. I said, all right, let's go, let's try it. And at first, like I was, you know, I was telling people, I wasn't really that comfortable with Atlanta, like actually living here. Really? At first, I wasn't. Why? Like, I don't know. I think the traffic, perhaps. The traffic and just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out how the whole music scene works. It's definitely different. It's very fast paced. Yes. And it's one of those cities where people are supportive here, but you have to find your way in. Yes. That's from what I experienced. Yes. I know when I first moved here, a lot of people who were at higher levels were very standoffish if they didn't know who I was, which rightfully so, because they're like, well, who is this? And I'm sure you experienced that as well. But once they get to know you and see that you on your hustle, on your grind, they're going to love you forever. Yes. They're going to be calling you to work with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, fast forward, you know, we here today. How has your transition been to Atlanta? Now, like, I love it. You know, once I started really sitting down and learning the history and watching some of the documentaries they got on Netflix about the hip-hop evolution, about Atlanta. And, you know, hearing, you know, the greats like T.I. and Lil Jon and all those guys just talk about this city. And then now that I'm here and I'm being all around the city and I'm hearing them talk about certain places in the city, I'm like, exactly. That's what gets me. Like, okay, I know where that's at. Exactly. And it's just like, man, there's so much culture here. So much culture, so much history within hip-hop. Did you see The Art of Organized Noise? Yes, I seen that one too. What a great documentary that was. Yes, and I went out there to where they over there on Headland and Delow. I had an interview out there in the summertime with another company out there, and it was just like, it was right on the corner. That's so dope. It's like one of those things that you have to watch, especially if you're either from Atlanta or live here. Right. Because like you said, it talks about a lot of the culture and how it came up. I had the opportunity to actually interview Rico Wade years ago. I interviewed him probably 5 years ago. It was one of the best interviews I ever did because I got to sit down with him one-on-one and just pick his brain about how the whole Dungeon family started, you know, Outkast and Goody. Man, it was just so dope. But yeah, like you have to watch those documentaries and you got to respect the city that you're from, you know, that you're living in. Even though we're not from here, respect that culture. Yes, I believe that. Who would be that one Atlanta artist that you would love to do a record with? Oh man, probably. I'm gonna be honest, Jeezy. That's my guy. Okay. That's my guy. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about Jeezy real quick. Let's talk about Jeezy and Gucci. What did you think about the verses? I know you've seen it. Yes. I think it was good for the culture, and I think it's gonna be something positive that comes out of that. Right. Do you think that they'll ever do another song together? It's a possibility. Say it for the camera. You think they'll ever do another song together? It's a possibility. Like I said, like I was listening to the interview like the day after when Jeezy was like, you know, it's still early. Yeah, you know, we just did everything last just night. Happened a few hours Let me make sure this is real. Right. Let's make sure this is solid. But I really, really enjoyed that, and I love how, you know, it started getting a little shaky there. It did. And I was like, oh man, this is about to get bad. I think Jeezy did a great job of turning it around though. Yes, he did. And I'm just, you know, I'm happy to see those brothers put their path. Because I remember I was coming back, you know, back and forth down here when all that stuff was going on. Yeah. Like when Jeezy first like kind of blew up. And I remember seeing that and then watching Gucci. Like that was one of my favorite songs, So Icy, when I first got it. It's just one of those legendary songs. And I think that Gucci just has some stuff he had to get off his chest. Yeah. Really. I think that's really what it was. And once he did, then the end
conclusion was that they were, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it ended peacefully. They were able to play the song that they did together. That was like a historical moment for not only Atlanta, but for hip hop, period.
Yeah, they broke the internet. I think they said they had somebody said it was almost 9.6 million.
Yeah, between Apple Music and Instagram Live, it was in the millions of streams.
I was they said people was just that was it. That was just turning their whole day, couldn't wait. Almost like it was just it was the Super Bowl or something.
Right,
wow.
It was so, man, could you imagine if that was a pay-per-view, how much money they would have made off that? People would have been paying. Even if it was $5 per view or something. Yes. It would have been crazy. So Jeezy would be the artist for you.
Yes.
Why Jeezy?
I just love his music, man. I just feel like it's so motivational.
Yeah.
When I listen to his music, it almost puts you in the mindset, he takes you to what he went through.
Right.
It almost makes you feel like you was there with him.
Yes.
And going through it and understand. He just make me want to get up and just get money and just be motivated to just do great.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
Well, that's the thing is you want to be around the type of people who motivate you to do better.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So Jeezy's definitely, Jeezy's a businessman as well. Just like a lot of other these guys out here, they started out, as artists. Jeezy, of course, had a label, CTE.
Right.
But then they move on to other business ventures as well. Of course, Diddy, he's a major mogul. Master P, shout out to Master P.
Shout out to Master P, yeah.
Like,
P,
his dog,
I love them rap snacks. Them Boosies is on fire. Oh, my God.
My favorite ones is the honey barbecue Biggie ones. Boy, them
between the Boosies and the honey barbecue, yes.
So would there be other business ventures, for you? Not necessarily potato chips, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but what else would you want to do besides music?
Well, I want to get into television too. Okay. That's another thing that's my passion.
So more on the behind the scenes, like broadcasting, or you want to actually be on the screen?
On the screen, and I actually went to school for broadcasting.
So talk about it.
So
tell us.
Yeah, I went when I was back in Columbus. It's been about almost 10 years now. I went to radio school.
Okay.
Because I love sports. I love commentating sports.
Okay.
So that's something I used to practice and be at the house when the games is on and I'm commentating and I did camera work for baseball, so I know the angles.
Yeah.
When you're watching a baseball game and know where that camera's at. So
absolutely.
I feel like all that still ties into what I love to do anyway with the music. It's all got something to do with it.
It does, because it's entertainment.
Right.
And if you think about, like we were just talking about, we named a few, some of the artists who have transitioned into film, that, in my opinion, they're great actors. Shout out to 50 Cent.
Yes.
He's a phenomenal actor. He's a great artist, and then, of course, he's got TV.
Oh, yeah, I love his show.
Like, he's phenomenal. Will Smith, the list goes
Big
on.
Willie,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's just so many artists. So I think that's great, because I think music is kind of that segue or gateway to transition into film.
Yeah, the stepping stone.
Yeah, because you don't want to be a rapper forever.
No, we don't want to do that.
That's just a starting point.
Yeah, and I just think that's where when I listen to everybody's story, it's like, okay, I'm on the right path, because everybody started with that. Like, we use the music.
Yes.
We use that as stepping stone, then we go jump into this and that and that and that.
Right, absolutely. What was the first project that you released?
The first solo or just
solo project?
That Back to the Basics is the first.
So the one that just came out, Back to the Basics, is the first solo project?
First solo project. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's the first solo project.
Yes.
So that's a big deal for you. This is your baby.
It is.
It means a lot to you.
A lot. Like, I just can't believe that. I was just like, I would tell people 2 years ago, I was just in a different mindset.
Yeah.
I had just started jumping back into music. I took some time off of music.
Yeah.
So it took me, a while to get back into it. And now, fast forward 2 years later,
back to the basics.
I said, wow, right back where, somebody got to start to restart.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we have to just sit down for a minute and get ourselves together. Life happens.
Yes.
Family.
Yes.
Whether you get married, have kids, maybe somebody close to you passes, just life happens. And sometimes you just need a reset.
Yes.
And it's funny because I just made a post on my story today and I said, my mindset is totally different after 2020.
Right.
Like, this year really changed my mindset. It actually, for the better. It has made me more business savvy, and let's talk about that for a second, and we're going to get back to the basics, talking about the mixtape. 2020, what has it done for you on a positive note?
It just made me just appreciate, just the little things, because we were getting so much stuff taken away from us.
Yes.
And, it's never really happened like that, since I've been, can remember, to be able to have to say, okay, you're shut down, you have to be in the house, things are closing down, you really can't go out unless you're just going to get food and water. They were talking about, curfew, they were talking about trying to bring martial law, and I'm like, it was just crazy, it was just it make you appreciate the little stuff and, your family and your loved ones and just understanding to spend that time because, sometimes we can get sidetracked with us focusing on what we're trying to do.
Right, absolutely.
Kind of, tend to forget about the important things.
I think that it all happened for a reason. Like everything does. We can't question it. Just like when someone passes, some people question it. We can never question God. Everything happens for a reason. And I think 2020 happened for a reason for a lot of people.
Yes.
Because exactly what you just said, it gave us a reality check.
Yes.
And for the people who are business savvy, they didn't really affect them at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, they'll create more businesses.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it also allowed you to really focus on this project.
Yes.
Back to the basics.
Back to the basics.
Listen, the thing is, when you have time like this, you have a couple choices. There's some people who did not utilize this time properly.
No.
They just didn't do nothing, and they're the ones that are crying broke, and you utilize this time to level up.
Yes.
Talk to us about this project, man. I know you are so excited. I can see it.
Yeah, it was like you said, it was my baby, man. It just it took like 2 years to put this together.
That's good. I'm so glad that you took your time with it. Some artists want to rush through stuff.
Right.
So talk to us. Take us through it because I like to know. I know I've worked with so many artists on projects, and I know how much blood, sweat, and tears, and money, and everything that it takes to put a whole body of work together.
Right.
Give us, how did you come up with the concept originally? The songs that are on the project, did you make those intentionally for the project, or did you pull some out of your vault? Who were some of the producers? Give us the rundown on the project.
On the project, I was just recording.
Yeah.
I had really when I first started 2 years ago when I got back, I had one song.
Okay.
It didn't even make the project.
Oh, it didn't even make the project?
It didn't even make the project. It was a good song.
Right.
It was a great song. I was getting it played. It was, getting some radio. People was loving it. It just was like my introduction back into, okay, I can still do this and do this on my own.
Testing the waters a little bit.
Testing the waters
to see if they were effing with you.
Yeah.
And they was. So you're like, okay, I might need to go ahead and put this project together.
Right.
Word.
So I did the next song, which was Ride With Me. So, a lot of people think that song is really brand new, but that song is actually almost 2 years old.
But see, when you're a great artist, music is timeless. It
Exactly.
doesn't have a date stamped on it.
Right.
You could have made that song 5 years ago, but because you know how to construct a song, it sounds current today.
Exactly. And that's what I did. So I kept that. So I had one song. So then I had Ride With Me. And then I went back and I did another song called I'm the Man. I did that song. I actually performed that at your...
I was just about to say, I love that one. That was what made me really become a fan of yours, was that song right there.
Thank you. And the funny thing about that was, I was contemplating on recording that song.
Really?
Yeah, because
it'd be like that.
It'd be like, because you be having so many songs, you'd be I don't know if I really like that one. And, you know what I'm saying? You got it in your head, you didn't already wrote it down, you got the hook, and you're like, maybe I need to do something else.
Right, because then you start questioning it a little bit. But I think that when you do, that lets you know you need to just move forward with it. Because I hear it. I talk to artists all the time, and they always say, man, I didn't think that this song was going to do what it did.
Yeah.
I wasn't really, vibing with it, but everybody else loves it.
Yeah.
And really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, giving the people what they want.
Yeah, and that's what I learned. I said, sometimes I kept hearing... the one that you don't like the most is the one that everybody likes, and it's just like, man, I love it. My favorite is something else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push it, and they're like, we like that one. That's cool,
That's
but
cool, but
this one,
we like that one.
So I was all right. Let me go shoot a video. So I'm the Man, and I just kept recording songs.
Yes.
But I that song right there, I wasn't even gonna record it, and then I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go to the studio. I went home. I was in Columbus, and I was just visiting, my family and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, let me call up my old engineer. I went, I said, it was back and forth. I said, come on, let's go do it.
Yeah, let's do
it. And it came out fantastic.
It sure did. It's a great song. And you're a good performer as well.
Thank you.
And that's the thing, too. I've been doing these events for so long. I've kind of semi-retired from it. But, I pay attention to stuff like that. Those type of events are important for artists because it's good practice. If nothing else, if you don't get nothing else out of it, it's good practice.
Right.
Because some of these artists have horrible stage presence.
Mm-hmm.
They just get on the stage and they make a fool of themselves.
Yeah.
But that's what those places are for, is for them to practice. Because if you
right.
get in front of a crowd of 10,000 people, you don't want to mess up.
No, you don't.
But you definitely, you have the stage presence. Like you demand that attention when you're on stage.
Thank you.
What I'm saying? So I can tell that you got some practice with
practice,
behind it.
with the boys.
And you've been around people who's been hustling and grinding and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Any thoughts of starting your own label?
Well, I kind of got one. It's called Push Up Entertainment.
Let's talk about it.
Push Up Entertainment, actually, I did the clothing line when we did the photo shoot.
Right,
back in the summertime.
Did the photo shoot where?
Right here
at
Ark
Studios. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was just, like I said, we had the Push Up Boys, and then, we never really talked about having, like, a company.
Right.
And then we kind of just, everybody kind of started doing their own thing, and it was just like, we got it tatted on our hand. Push Up.
Oh yeah, okay.
We've been having it for years, so I was just like,
if that's your
city.
brand.
It's our brand. I said, well,
I got my brand right here. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Mystics Entertainment.
Yeah,
Better believe it.
That's your baby. So it's like,
facts.
I had to do something with it, because I'm like, they went off, everybody did their own thing, and I'm like, well, we still had this foundation that nobody, picked up off the ground.
And it could be something really big.
Right.
Absolutely. So you took it and ran with it.
I took it. I got the logo design. I started printing up shirts. And,
you did that this year?
Yeah, I did all that.
See,
2020. Yeah, I would have never thought about that.
It brought the business mind out in a lot of people.
Yes.
So you got the project done?
Project's done.
Man, got the clothing brand up and popping. You got the logo done.
Got the logo, and now we
you a business man.
Yeah. Trying to make it do what it do. So.
Word. So the project is officially out.
It's on all
Shout out
platforms.
to Chill Will.
Chill, my dog.
Shout out to Chill Will.
I just want to say thank you for, blessing that project. I mean, he just sprinkled it the right way. He juiced it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, and he was rocking with me for months. Like, he waited for a while because he asked me, like, I was, saying back to the basics for a while. I had the cover.
Yeah.
I still hadn't even had the tape done. I was just promoting the cover.
Right.
Just kind of getting it out there, and then everything started falling. Because I had songs, but I just didn't know how I was going to construct them. And then he was like, look, man, I want to host your tape. I really like your sound, man. I usually charge this, but
it's your favorite grinder's favorite grinder.
Right. And he was like, man, he gave me damn near did it for free.
I'll tell you, Chill Will is a solid dude. I feel like I helped birth that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've worked together for so long, and I really watched him grow.
Yeah.
When I first met Chill Will, he was doing this thing, but I just watched him evolve and elevate over the years. You know what I'm saying? He's really good at what he does.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you guys were able to collab on the
project.
project.
We just did it, back, we haven't even actually really met physically.
Really?
Not yet. We've been in certain places, but we just didn't know each other.
Right.
But all this was done for me sending him the records and him going into the studio, sprinkling it, sending it back, sending me a little video. I was like, man, just do your thing, man. Talk on it. I had never really even heard all his music and all his project, but I just believed in him because he believed in me.
Facts.
And
absolutely.
we just didn't even really, I said, come on. And it just came out perfect.
Chill Will he always saying that, because him and I did, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I want to say we did over 20 mixtapes together.
Wow.
Maybe more than that. We had a series called Go Hard or Go Home. Like, this was years and years and years ago, but Chill Will and I have done probably at least 20-something projects together. He and I hosted mixtapes together years ago. So he's a good dude, man, and he goes so hard.
Yes, he does. I just love his grind, and it just made me say, okay, let me hurry and get this done.
It motivates you.
Yeah, he was like, come on, what's up? He'd check in periodically.
Yeah.
I'm not done. And then I finally just sat down, and I said, you know what? It's time to get this done, because as an artist, we always second guess ourselves. I had records recorded, and I said, okay, let me sit down.
Yeah.
And I went into the studio, and I started playing the records. And then I just started strategically putting them in order.
Right, absolutely. And that's what it's all about, because once it's out there.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that it's perfected as much as possible.
Yes.
Nothing's ever perfect, but you want to get it as close as possible. So since it's been out, it's still fairly new. What type of feedback have you been getting?
Great feedback.
Phenomenal feedback.
It's crazy because it's like, co-workers, family, friends, people I grew up with, it's just like, they're like, no, man, this is a really good project. Like, like make me feel like I didn't already
made it,
got it there. Yeah. It's just like I'm like, thank you. Like I mean, just the response has just been just crazy. Like everybody loves it.
I'm glad you said that. So you've got the hosted version with Chill Will, which is probably on the mixtape.
Yeah, that's on my mixtapes.
And then you released it as an actual album as well on Spotify and Apple and everywhere.
Because I just figured, okay, well, the people want to hear the songs without all the talking.
Right, because some people aren't into that.
Right, so I wanted to make sure I, gave them best of both worlds.
You want to cater to both. Yeah. Absolutely. Have you shot some visuals off of the...
Well, we just shot Talk My Shit. That's me and Jizzle from Franchise.
Shout out to Jizzle, man.
What's up, bro? What up, bro? We just shot that video. We just got it back. We shot that probably about a month ago.
Okay.
Record's going crazy. We just got it added to 96.5 The Box out in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay, congrats.
Hot 97 in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I said we need to go full fledged with it.
You better believe it.
So we getting some radio play, FM, and we getting ready to work on World Star. And I don't want to give you too much. Some more secret things coming down the pipeline.
Listen, that's the thing. You don't want to give them too much.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep people in tune.
Yes.
When you give them too much, then they kind of tune out.
Yes.
Give them, like you said, sprinkle
a little bit.
A little bit here and there.
Keep them in suspense.
Yes, absolutely. So we're about to head into 2021. Thank you, God, for getting us through 2020.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of people didn't make it to see today.
Right.
I'm sure have lost some people this year.
Yeah.
I know I definitely did. Long live Coco Mika. Yesterday was her birthday.
Oh, yeah,
so we celebrated her heavenly birthday. We lost her to the coronavirus, and she was one of our best friends. Like everybody loves Coco Mika.
Yes. She was one of the first ones to put me on a stage in Atlanta.
And
it was crazy because I remember when she had the pool party in the summertime.
Right.
And that's when I was talking to her. And I couldn't get in. I mean, I had got the tickets and everything, but it was so
many people.
So much people. I couldn't get in and actually really see it. But I remember the last text we said, she was like, well, I'm sorry that you didn't get to get in, but, I was like, no problem. I was like, I support you. And that was like the last text that we had. And I never knew that, this was going to happen. And it just shocked me. And I'm like, wow. And it was just like, it was so surreal because I'm like, I just talk to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just not even a couple of months ago. And
it is crazy. That's why you have to let people know, like people always say, give people their flowers while they're alive.
Yes.
You got to check in with your people. Do wellness checks because you never know what people may be going through, So we're blessed to be sitting here right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Thank God that it's not our time yet because I'm not ready. I know you're not ready. No. We got work to do.
A lot of work to do.
So with that being said, 2021... what can we expect that we did not see from you yet? Because if we made it through this year, I think we can make it through anything. You know what I'm saying? What can we expect new and different in 2021 from you that we did not see yet?
I mean, just more visuals, more music. We just going to be venturing off into different avenues. I just feel like you said, this 2020 made us just open our eyes up.
Yes.
So I'm kind of excited about 2021.
I am too.
I feel like it's just going to be that I thought 2020 was going to be the breakthrough, but in a way it kind of was because it helped me kind of gear myself up.
Right.
So now I'm like 2021, I'm just really excited. I think that it's just going to be, just going to be great. I think we're going to take off and, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we are going to take off.
Yes.
And I could just feel it. Like, I just feel the momentum going. Like, it's just like, it's kind of funny because it's like, it's kind of like a scary feeling, but it's like,
right.
Like what's about to happen? But something great is down. It's like on the way.
Something great. I'm a believer in that. Like when something bad happens or one door closes, because something much greater and bigger is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't question that.
No.
Like if, I remember years ago I had got fired from a job because I was always late. That was my fault. You know what I'm saying? But something great happened. I ended up landing my last job, which was a great one. I was making a lot of money. So it's like sometimes a small door will close for a much bigger one. And we can't question that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So new visuals on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you guys go get this project, man.
Yeah, go get Back to the Basics. Available on all platforms. For all the DJs, if you want the mixtape versions on my mixtape, Spinrilla, go get it, man. Just run it up. It's a great project, man. I'm very, very excited about it, and I hope you guys like it.
Shout out to Chill Will too.
Chill.
So, with closing it out, I've got a couple more things. Like, what type of legacy do you want to leave? Like, I think it's so important. You got a family.
Yeah.
we gotta always think bigger than ourselves.
Yes.
When we have a family, especially when we have kids, it instantly becomes bigger than us.
Yes.
And it never changes. My son is a grown man. My son's 26, and that's still my baby.
Right.
I still check on him as if he was my little boy because that feeling never changes.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to leave a legacy for them. You want to make sure that you give them maybe something you didn't have.
Exactly.
What is it that you want to leave as a legacy, for your family and your kids?
I just want them to be able to, grow up and go for their dreams, think outside the box. I just don't want them, and that really weighs on me a little bit. That's something I've been dealing with because I don't want them to just feel like they have to just go with the normal.
Right.
And I don't mean that in any kind of disrespectful way to anybody that
Absolutely.
has to do what they do. Because some people love what they do every day. They get up, they go to work, they come home, and they love that. But me, it's just like, I can't grasp that this is it.
Some people are okay with just the bare minimum of getting by. And like you said, no disrespect, but we've got bigger visions.
Yeah,
than that.
it would never just sit still with me. Like, and I always why is it like that? And I always, that's why I couldn't always explain that to other people, but the people that understand it, it's just like I can't, be that way. Like I can't just sit there and just be like, this is it. And it's just like it'll run me to death. Like it's just
we all start out that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all start out having a job working for someone else.
Right.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
But at some point in time, you gotta break away from that and be like, yo, I can do this instead of for me working for someone else. Let me have some people working for me.
Right.
But like you said, some people are okay with that, and that's cool.
Right, because that's just the way we were brought up. Our parents were like that. Work hard. Y'all were like the last. I tell my parents all the time, y'all were the last of the Mohicans. Like, you guys are actually seeing the fruits of your labor.
That's right.
We don't know. 30 years from now, if you're gonna have retirement and all that stuff.
Right.
You guys you guys are chilling. You got your retirement, able to travel. Y'all did it because y'all did it in the 80s and the 90s. It ain't like that. So now it's way more opportunity for us to be able to teach our our children and our close loved ones and everything. There's a different way.
Yes.
And that's what I think I want to leave behind. I just want to show them Dad just went out here and he just said, I'm not going to settle for that because I don't want them to struggle and have to go through the things that, we go through, and had to go through to get where we want to get to. So you want to just make sure they just get a fair shot in life. Like they say, no one really starts off as a millionaire in their family.
That's right.
Just think if that was inherited. You can keep that going if they do it the right way.
Right.
But we come in just already, behind.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like we don't even have a choice, so it's like, how are you really setting your children up? You know what I mean? So
yes, and I
that's
think
a big thing.
It's a lot. It speaks a lot for you when you see how they turn out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. As an adult, I know some kids kind of do their own thing. No matter how good a parent does your parenting,
right?
The kids gonna do their own thing. But I think for the most part, they become a product of us per se. Right. But we want them to be greater than us.
Definitely.
So that's what's up.
Yeah.
I want to do a little short segment of one answer. I'm going to ask you a question and I just need a one answer.
Okay.
Just like 5 or 6, just to dig a little bit so people get to know you a little bit more before we close up out of here. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's your favorite color?
Red.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken. Is that so stereotypical? Chicken.
Okay, so let's get a little deeper. What's your favorite way to have chicken prepared?
Oh, I gotta have some fried. I'm sorry, I need it fried. I need my chicken wings. You know what? I like baked too.
You and I have had this whole health conversation.
Yeah, both are trying to. We do it baked. I do eat a little bit more baked, but I still once in a while I get that craving for that fried piece of chicken.
Listen,
a little bit of hot sauce. I got to have it.
Who is your very favorite musician?
Very favorite musician of all time.
Yes, of all time. Now, who is the great to you? Who's the GOAT?
Gonna have to be my man Jay-Z. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Because he gave you that moment.
That's what I feel like it was all tuned in. It was just all locked in.
It was all lines.
Yeah.
What's your favorite season?
Spring.
Spring?
Yes.
That's my favorite season. Why spring?
I think almost everybody. I don't know too many people that like the winter and the summer. Like, and if there is, it's like maybe one or two people.
Because it's too hot or too
cold. It's like I like the spring and the fall.
And the fall, yeah, because that's the in between. That's the transition.
And that's how I'm in between. So I guess that's how I am. I'm not hot. I'm not cold. I'm right there. It can go either way though.
Yeah. This is a spring kind of guy like me. A lot of spring cleaning.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to play basketball.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
So who's your favorite hooper? Who?
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about Kobe? Not Kobe?
I like Kobe, but I just felt like, see, that's what I said. We grew up and we watched Mike.
Right.
And I saw a lot of moves that Kobe kind of patterned after Mike.
I got you.
He watched a lot of Mike. That was his idol.
Yes.
So, I seen Kobe.
Right. Kind of
take that. But I mean, Kobe was dope. He was dope too. I ain't gonna lie, he was a bad man. God rest his soul. He was a bad man.
Yes. That was kind of what started the year off crazy, right?
Yeah, we had the, Kobe and then the COVID.
Yeah.
And then, all the police brutality. It was just like, that's why I said it's been a sad, interesting, and uplifting year.
It has been.
It's like we had like 3 different times in the year
shit going on. Excuse my mouth, but just
in 1 year. Like, it's just like, we started off bad, then it got worse.
Yes.
And then it kind of trickled down, and then now we got this president shit going on.
Yeah, man, it's right.
So I just want 2021, like, let's just we all gonna remember this 2020.
Right.
Everybody's gonna remember this 2020 for the rest of their life.
We will definitely remember it. Last thing, if you weren't doing music, what else would you be doing?
Probably either acting or doing some radio.
Okay.
I like radio too.
Word.
Yeah.
You got that personality.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, this is the industry's most wanted docuseries. It's all about getting to know, these artists that are on their grind, they're on the rise. You got this new mixtape that's out. You know what I'm saying? Back to the basics.
Go get it now.
Go check it out. Shout out to Chill Will.
Chill.
Tell everybody where they can keep up with you on your social media.
You can keep up with me. Everything is at YoungSauce'DaGod, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can Google me, YouTube, everything YoungSauce'DaGod. And it's going to pop up.
So real quickly, before we get out of here, how did that name come about?
It's crazy. Like, I done probably answered it about a good 5 times, so now I got it.
You got it down?
Yeah, got it down pat. I was in North Carolina. Before I got to Atlanta, I was living in Charlotte. And I was working with some of my buddies, and I used to do this little dance, like kind of like James Harden do with the stir up.
Yeah.
And I used to do it, but I used to put a little bit more.
A little bit more sauce
and
to it.
they was just like, your name is Sauce, man. Your name is Sauce. So before I actually knew that I was going to get back into this music thing, I just, how you kind of just sitting there, I'm going to get back into music.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back into music. And then I was just sitting at home one day and I was saying, okay, well, I have to rebrand myself. I'm a solo artist now. And I was stirring it up and I just said, Sauce.
Stirring up that sauce.
Yes, I said Sauce. And then I was like, okay, I love the young.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be young, forever young.
Facts,
so I said Young Sauce, and I said, well, it's probably a million of those.
Yeah, so you had to add a little more onto it.
And I was just like, okay. And the reason why I got the God part was because of Charlemagne, and there used to be this rapper that used to be with Wu-Tang and Method Man. His name was Shaheem the God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just popped in my head when I said the God.
So it's like a little gumbo of a couple different things. Yeah. So you made your own sauce.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I just said YoungSauce'DaGod, and I just kept saying it, and then finally it just stuck. And then everybody was like, I love your name.
Yeah, facts. I mean, because it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody go follow him on social media. YoungSauce'DaGod. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, you had a lot of people who's helped you on your journey, that are still helping you on your journey. Who you want to pay homage to?
And I want to shout out my whole team, Jizzle Man, We Promo USA.
Yeah, shout out to We Promo USA. What's up?
I want to shout out my family, my friends, Columbus, Ohio, DJ Chill Will.
My cook.
You know what it is, man. Just everybody. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but everybody that helped me on this journey, man, I thank you guys, man, for that. All the artists that's on the project. Thank you for coming, being a part of that, and just mad love. Yeah,
man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. It is the industry's most wanted docuseries. Big shout out to Jay Fresh, man. We live at Ark Studios. We out of here.
Yeah.